Hello and welcome to Illuminate Your Truth. I am your host, Elena Isis, and I am so happy to be here today. Thank you for joining me. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about a group of beings that I've been working with for the past 2-3 years now. It's an ET group called the Arcturians. Now, I don't know if you've ever heard of the Arcturians before. They are widely popular in the spiritual community. I've heard a lot of people talk about this ET extraterrestrial group. Well, I just want to talk a little bit about them and how they've helped me throughout my journey on this planet and how I've cultivated a really beautiful relationship with them. So, yeah, let's dive in. So, the Arcturians are said to have originated from the blue planet that orbits the star Arcturus. So, they're a very advanced extraterrestrial race, and they just wish to share their knowledge and wisdom with the humans on Earth. They're advanced star beings, and they really want to help us to raise our vibration. They want us to feel higher energies, to be able to take higher energies into our bodies and hold them into our light fields. They want us to really just open up to higher energy, and they're here to impart as much wisdom, guidance, protection that they need to for whoever feels called to ask for their help. And that's really how simple it is. You really just have to ask for them to help you, and they will show up for you. A lot of times us as humans can really overcomplicate things whenever you're thinking about a spirit guide or an alien. Really all you have to do is ask, and they'll come through for you. So just ask, be very clear on your intention for connection, and just allow them to come to you, because they definitely will. So I've been working with the Arcturians for about 2 or 3 years, and the way that they came into my life were as protectors, but also as watchers. I noticed one in my home, and I saw this extraterrestrial, and I briefly saw him in my home, and then I never saw any physical manifestation of this being again. But in meditations, I was able to connect with this being, and so I just asked, and I was like, who are you? Why are you here? And he called himself the Watcher. And apparently he was literally just here to watch, to observe. Apparently my soul in a prior lifetime, or just the lifetime before this one, I don't know. But my soul agreed for the Arcturians to watch over my life here on Earth. And I don't think of him as a protector or anything. I just think of him as somebody that's in my life right now that is simply just observing my path. And I realize and I understand that I walk a different path than a lot of people, so I can understand why I would have it documented and studied. I'm very much about that kind of thing, like finding proof, finding, important information, facts, I love that. So that's how my initial relationship started. And then our relationship started to shift, and more Arcturians were coming into my life, but this time in the role of protectors. Now, if you are a light worker, energy worker, and you are transmuting really heavy dark energies, entities, spirits, anything like that, you're very prone to being psychically attacked. And I didn't know this prior. I didn't know much about psychic attack. I know that I had felt it from certain people, when they glare at you, or you feel their energy stab you in the heart, cut you like a knife. It can be intense. But as far as for spirits or any energies, I hadn't really experienced much of that. So the first time I experienced a psychic attack, I was laying in bed sleeping. And all of a sudden, it was about 3 a.m., I was woken up by this extremely intense pain in my spine. I mean, it was so painful. And it woke me up, and all I could do was just stretch my body. Like, I had no idea what to do. I was just, stretching, trying to just really work my back and like move this energy up out of my spine. I was like, am I having a Kundalini awakening? And then I was like, I've had that before. Like, I don't remember it hurting this much. And, I just felt it so much pain. And so I prayed to my guides, and I was like, please help me. Like, I don't understand what's going on. And so the Arcturians showed up for me, and they really led me to finding this healing frequency that they use. And so I was able to use that healing frequency and get rid of that energy. And to actually get rid of I thought it was just some kind of negative energy, but it actually ended up being like a darker extraterrestrial group. And so a lot of times when you're working with these higher energies, lower energies are going to try and scare you. They may attack you a lot of times when you're sleeping sometimes. It's just something that happens. Being a light worker, being someone who works with higher energies, you're kind of like a spotlight to them. And so, the dark kind of wants to break you down. So I did. I experienced this psychic attack, and the Arcturians really stepped forward for me and protected me. And then after that experience, like, I've always asked them to like protect my home. Like, I'll have them stand in my house and just protect in that sense. So I really just enjoy working with them, and you can really just talk to them like you would a friend. I feel like with spirit guides, that's so important to cultivate those really close, those really tight relationships. So when I think of the Arcturians, I think of them as like my homies. Like, I'm always calling on them, and we're always having conversations, and we're always, talking. They're, giving me, guidance on different topics in my life. And it really becomes this beautiful relationship. And so I feel like not just with the Arcturians, but with any kind of spirit guide, if you really take the time to check in with them, cultivate a relationship with them, you can really create something so magical. And you have so many, beings on your side, people, beings, whatever, that can help you. And why not have the help? Because it's definitely good to have. Now, so I was talking about the Arcturians and how they protect me now. They watch and they protect. They also came into my life in my healing work. I'm an energy healer, and I work alongside a main group of spirit guides, but also sometimes other spirit guides will step forward for different clients. It just kind of depends. And I recently had started working with the Arcturians. And by working with them in these really personal spaces, with clients, with myself, I'm learning just about how powerful these beings are. I have a solid 4 Arcturian spirit guides that work alongside me in my energy work. They don't step forward for everyone, but it just kind of depends on if you really need them to step forward for you. They're very good at getting rid of negative dark energies, entities, things like that. And they are also really good at this modality called psychic surgery. And one of my main spirit guides, his name is Hyseth. He is kind of the main doctor, surgeon, whenever we're doing these psychic surgery sessions. And I literally see him cutting, energetically with my third eye, of course, like opening you up, healing organs, bones. It gets pretty intense, these sessions. And he really just with great detail kind of goes in and, starts the healing process for you and the release, whatever it is that you need. But I've been working with these spirit guides for a few years now, and I've just learned so much in the art of healing, in the art of energy, in the art of, just transformation in general, and just really being okay with opening up to these higher energies. It's really beautiful. Whenever I work with the Arcturians, they teach you how to dematerialize. And learning how to dematerialize is so fun. If you are really good at journeying, you will find dematerialization to be very easy for you. It's not going to take much effort. But if you are not well versed in that, it may take you a while. So what does that mean? That means that you would go up into space, like you would visualize your body or journey. So like visualizing your body going up into space, and basically your consciousness leaves your physical body up when you're up there, and your consciousness would travel to either a spaceship. I like to travel to the Arcturian spaceships. Excuse me. You could even travel to different planets. It's just wherever you feel called to do, whatever you feel called to do, wherever you feel called to go. And you're given like a body there. And so your consciousness goes into the body, and then you can go there. You can talk to people. You can ask questions. You can go to their library, which is full of information. You can journey from there with Arcturian guides. You can, really get to know some of the extraterrestrials there, and they can assist you in your healing process. I'm going to be doing a podcast on how the Arcturians have helped me with shadow work, in particularly healing my religious sexual shame and guilt wound. That's a whole episode though, so I'm not really going to go into it right now, but I work with the Arcturians in my super transformational healing, along with my womb healing and all of the things that I'm doing in that aspect of life. They are stepping forward for me, but this is new, and so I want to get a little bit more information and do it a little bit longer before I share. But I'm definitely seeing some really good improvements and some really good healing going on, which is, one of the main reasons why I really love working with these beings. So if you feel called to work with the Arcturians, I definitely say do it. They want to help us ascend. So they're really, really good at getting rid of negative energy that you may have in your body. You can call them in for healing sessions on yourself, which I love. I always have clients like, well, if you're not available, what can I do? And it's like, well, you have access to all of these energies. So, you can just call on the Arcturians, but you have to have that trust. You have to have that faith in knowing that they're there, because if you don't actually believe that they're there, then it's not going to help for you. You have to have that belief and that faith. And that's why I say really trying to get to know them on a personal level, friendship kind of relationship kind of level is really important, because they become even more real to you. I think it all kind of intertwines. But if you feel called to work with the Arcturians, I definitely say yes. Definitely do it. It's definitely changed my life for the better. And if you've ever worked with the Arcturians, I'm going to leave a poll question there. Please let me know. I'd love to know what you all experienced too with that. If you are working with the Arcturians, or you have, or you wanted to, I think that that's really important to kind of find out in the collective, because I know that I'm not the only one that's called to them. I'm sure that they have called to many others. And yeah, so I just wanted to kind of give you a little breakdown about how they've affected me in my life, and they're still affecting me in my life, affecting me for the best. And so, so thank you so much for tuning in to this episode, and I'm really grateful, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. All right, bye for now.